This lesson is going to be on solving inequalities by combining like terms. To solve this first problem, I want to get rid of my parentheses first. So I always distribute first to get rid of my parentheses. The 6 just comes down. Negative 4 times 6n is negative 24n. Negative 4 times positive 7 is negative 28. And that's greater than or equal to 122. Now I can combine my like terms, 6 and negative 28, to give me negative 22. Negative 24n comes down, greater than or equal to 122. Now I want to get rid of this 22, so I'm going to add 22 to both sides. I'm left with negative 24n is greater than or equal to 144. Now I divide both sides by negative 24, so I'm just left with n. And since I divided by negative 24, I'm going to flip my inequality to be less than or equal to negative 6. So now I also have to graph it. I'm going to put the number I got, negative 6, in the middle of my number line. I'm going to do two numbers on either side. So this is negative 5 and negative 4 to the right, negative 7 and negative 8 to the left. Since it's less than or equal to, it is going to be a closed circle. And since it's less than, it is going to the left. Problem 2, negative 9 is greater than negative 5n minus 4n. There's no like terms on the left, so I'm just going to bring that negative 9 down and my inequality. Negative 5n minus 4n is negative 9n. Now I'm going to divide both sides by negative 9. Negative 9 divided by negative 9 is 1. Since I divided by a negative, I'm going to flip my sign to be less than, and I'm left with n. Now to graph it, it's easier when my variable is on the left. So I'm going to flip my variable and my constant. That means I also have to flip my inequality sign again. So I'm left with n is greater than 1. Now for my number line, 1's in the middle, 2 and 3 to the right, 0 and negative 1 to the left. Since it's just greater than, it's going to be an open circle. And if it's greater than, it is going to the right. 167 is less than 6 plus 7, parentheses 7 minus 2 minus 7r. I'm going to get rid of my parentheses by distributing. So my 167 less than 6 comes down. 7 times 2 is a positive 14. 7 times negative 7r is negative 49r. I can combine my like terms on the right-hand side. So I'm left with 167 is less than 20 minus 49r. Subtract 20 from each side. 147 is less than negative 49r. I can divide both sides now by negative 49. That gives me negative 3. Since I divided both sides by negative, I have to flip my sign, and I'm left with r. To make my graphing easier, I'm going to switch my constant and my variable. So that means I have to flip my inequality as well too. So I'm left with r is less than negative 3. Negative 3 is in the middle of my number line. Negative 2 and negative 1. Negative 4 and negative 5. Negative 3, it's an open circle. And since it's less than, it is going to the left.